Hello friends, in today's session we will cover why everyone is talking about Kubernetes, why every other company is moving to Kubernetes, and why this technology became so popular. So Kubernetes became so popular in the recent times that if you have this skill mentioned in your resume, there is a higher chance that you might get a call for the interview, you might get selected for the interview. So let's talk about why this technology became so popular. So Google open sourced the Kubernetes project in 2014, but I think after year 2017, this technology became popular, and because I think at that time some of the companies already started adopting Kubernetes because they already knew that what are the different features and the benefits this technology provides. So let's talk about very briefly like why the senior architects and the IT world biggies they are encouraging their teams to move to Kubernetes. So first thing first, what is Kubernetes? So Kubernetes helps to run the container-based applications. It helps to package the applications and making them portable across the different environments. And it helps to make it easy to scale up to match the spikes in demand. So let's see if you want to explain Kubernetes to 7-year-old, then what will be the definition of Kubernetes? So I will do my best. If you have any other good definition, please feel free to comment. So if I talk in simple language, like what is Kubernetes? So people liked containers. So you have to know a little bit about the containers if you want to learn about the Kubernetes. I will talk about containers in a bit. So people liked containers because it provides the flexibility and it helps to make your applications easy to manage. So when containers increased in the numbers, there was a need that who will manage these containers. So the reason why Kubernetes came into picture. So you can call it a manager of containers. So you can say Kubernetes is like a manager and containers are like employees. So the manager says that, I will manage these employees, I will manage these boxes. I will start or stop them whenever it is needed. I will increase or decrease them whenever I feel the need to do so. So Kubernetes is like a manager and it's like a manager of the boxes and these boxes are called containers. So what is container? Container is a way to bundle your applications with all the things. And the things are the dependencies it needs and the dependencies it needs to run the application. So using that bundle in the production environment, you need a technology who will manage these boxes. So when one container is stopped, the other one has to brought up. So who will do that? You need somebody who can basically get you the containers whenever it is needed. So Kubernetes will do that for you. Kubernetes does the scheduling, it does the load balancing and the distribution of the containers like a manager does. So it helps to deploy container-based applications. It helps to do the resource balancing between the containers. It helps to do the traffic management between the containers. So it does a lot of tasks. So you can call container is just like a fully packed box. So container is like a fully packed box. And it is a way to pack your applications in a box with all its dependencies. And with the help of container, you can run the same code in production as you run that in your laptop. So it is a way to make your application management and the dependencies management easier. And Kubernetes is the manager of these containers. So Kubernetes basically is a way to make the things more easier when you use containerized applications. So let's talk about a little bit about the history of Kubernetes. So if you see this picture in front of me, there is a traditional deployment and there is a virtualized deployment and there is a container deployment. So behind every technology, there is a story like how this tool or how this technology came into picture and what was the need of it. So in the older times, people would deploy their applications on the physical servers. So multiple applications are running on one physical server. So if one application is consuming more resources like CPU or memory, then other applications will underperform and the people don't have budget to run each application on each physical individual server. So then came the virtualized world, this world. So in the virtualized world, you can create the virtual machines on the top of the physical machine. So each VM is like a full machine running all its components, including its own operating system, on the top of the virtualized hardware. So it would reduce the cost of the hardware basically. So then came the container world, this third picture here. So containers are basically similar to VM, but container has its own file system. It can share the CPU and the memory and the process space and more. So they are decoupled from the underlying infrastructure. They are portable across the clouds and the OS distributions as seen in this diagram. So why Kubernetes usage is so popular? It is an open source technology to deploy, scale and manage the containerized applications. So applications are written in the container format and it has the potential to meet the scaling needs of any organization. And if you see the containers, the Kubernetes files, it is in the YAML format. It is easy to use as well. So one of the advantages is the portability and the scalability it provides. So if your application is portable, you can migrate it whenever it is needed, without much issues. For example, after a few years, if you want to migrate your application to a different cloud provider, it doesn't take much resources. It doesn't take much time because the Kubernetes provides the portability advantages. So Kubernetes has many other advantages as well. So if you see, the other advantage is the automated rollbacks. So when you can set up the monitoring in your Kubernetes applications. So when your application new version is, for example, having errors or is having issues, then it can automatically roll it back to the previous stable version whenever it sees the issues. So you can set up that level of monitoring in Kubernetes. So these days, most of the organizations are adopting the multiple cloud platforms. Why? Because they want to avoid the vendor lock-in. They want to use a variety of features from the different cloud providers. And Kubernetes makes it easy. Kubernetes makes it easy to deploy your applications in the multi-cloud environment, whether it is AWS, whether it is Azure, whether it is GCP. So these cloud providers will have their own managed Kubernetes version. So in AWS, it is called EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service. In Azure, it is called AKS, Azure Kubernetes Service. In GCP, it is called GKE, which is Google Kubernetes Engine. So as you know, Kubernetes is an open source project. So there is a huge community for this project. There are several users and the contributors to this project. So people find the issues and they can also create the pull requests to fix those issues. They arrange their meetups and they discuss how this project can be made more better. So there is an amazing community who supports this Kubernetes project. So one of the great benefits of Kubernetes is its self-healing ability. So if a container application goes down, it will automatically redeploy the app. It will automatically redeploy that container app so it matches the desired state. So Kubernetes makes your application reliable, stable, and highly available. So all these features of Kubernetes makes this technology very powerful. So it really improves the productivity and the performance of your application. And by optimizing the infrastructure resources, you can really save the cost as well. It takes a little bit longer before you understand it completely. But once you understand it, you can start achieving what you want. So it has different components like API server, the controller manager, and the kube scheduler. So basically, it takes time to get familiar with all of these components. There are several other components as well. So I would say if you want to learn more about this, just go through this website, kubernetes.io, and its official documents. Official documents are very well explained. So in one line, if I say, what are the resources? So these are the tools for this manager with which the manager performs its tasks. So the bottom line, why it is so popular. So if your product is powerful and open source especially, then a lot of people come together and they find the bugs and the improvements, and overall all these things makes the product easy to use. So it is the people who makes the things popular when they start liking it. So that is the bottom line for today. That's it for today. See you in the next session.